Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private property, a home for everyone.
We're back! Good afternoon and welcome to Win a Home on Afternoon Express. My name is Danilo Acquisto and the show is proudly brought to you by Private Property. Now, this is South Africa's premier interior design reality competition where our three competing design duos are transforming white box units into lavish homes one space at a time. And at the end of the competition, one of those homes could be yours. Now, today is the 13th of October. It's our 13th episode of Win a Home, and if you haven't yet realized it, it happens to be Friday the 13th. Now, forget the usual gloom and doom though. We're feeling pretty lucky and so should you, as today's the second episode of Win a Home this week. So let's take a quick look back at what's happening with the current challenge. Last time on Win a Home, everything was definitely not coming up roses.
The budget is looking very swag.
Our budget is tight.
We're working on a shoestring budget and we literally have to create magic with that budget.
Money doesn't grow on trees, but the next challenge does. For this challenge, you'll be designing and decorating the patio and garden. Each design duo is assigned a landscape company to help bring their vision to life. And everyone's hoping they have a 4-leaf clover to help them win.
Danilo, we're famous for no privacy, so we're still trying to keep the garden open plan.
We are creating more of an outdoor living space.
You don't only get one patio, but two!
As everyone works hard to create a dream garden, who's going to feel the joy of victory and who'll be feeling green with envy? As our design duos stretch their green fingers to create magnificent gardens for the second last challenge, can you believe the deadline is, yikes, Friday the 13th. Superstitious or not, there's no turning back as our design duos work towards those deadlines. On the final day of the challenge, all the gardens get a very important finishing touch. Beautiful green lawns. The lush carpets of grass are instant lawn, supplied by evergreen turf to really bring the gardens to life.
So the grass is there, being laid, very excited. It looks green and so alive. And I'm like, give me a hose pipe. I need to water this. I need to water this.
It looks lovely. It's actually very soft when you step on it. It's quite nice. I'd love to. Okay, I'm lying, but someone else can roll around in the grass if they want to. It's very soft, yeah.
You want to roll around in the grass?
This is where I see plastic and real meet. And meet perfectly. Seamlessly. I've never seen a more beautiful grass from Balgotex and from Evergreen. It comes lush. It looks green already. It doesn't need, compost and all the stuff that most grasses need. It actually comes already plush and you could just roll in the hay.
Yeah, just plunk it down and you're ready to go.
And water it.
Ensuring their garden is a work of art, Team House and Leisure commissioned a piece by Sfiso Kabela of Dionysus Sculpture Works.
Well, the inspiration behind my sculptures is from my childhood. My dad is a boiler maker, so I've always been working with him, watching him weld and do his work. So right now I decided to take the skills that he gave me without even noticing that he was giving them to me, and then make sculptures and then start off my career as an artist.
It's the final day and our sculpture is far from being done. We're still trying to paint it, which is taking time because someone doesn't want to help me.
So guys, what are you going to do with my sculpture?
So we have been playing it safe in the past designs we've been doing for the house. So this time around we're trying to experiment with color, and we're hoping to start with your sculpture because it's outside and you can see it clearly and want it to be the attraction.
This introduction to color is a scary experiment.
Don't worry, I think we've got a grip in color, so we're going to try balance the colors out. They might be scary because they are bright, but there are neutrals as well that'll keep it calm.
Yeah, I would be honest with you, I never imagined my sculpture having so many colors at once.
That's why you have us.
For everything.
This is the sketch we did so we can give you a rough idea of where we're going to utilize the colors. So because it's got facets, we're going to use different colors. It'll balance the garden because we selected it from the flowers that we have. So are you going to help us with it?
Well, since it's my work, I think I should help it. I don't want to blame you alone.
You are gonna love it though.
Blame Tsepo.
We're changing the color of our table. We had painted it a beautiful gray color, a blue gray, but we have decided to go black.
The grey was not working, honestly speaking. It was making everything look more dull
Yes.
than it is.
So the black creates a nice contrast with the patio. It looks a lot better actually, not just a bit.
We're painting the sculpture and the three of us are trying different colors to see what works and what doesn't. And Tsepo comes in and covers everything as well.
And I'm leaving halfway. I'm done with the sculpture.
The upholstery for the couches turned out a lot easier than what we thought.
As long as you pay attention to detail, I think we are ready to go into the upholstery industry.
Step 1, have a sharp knife.
Ooh, step 2, have that strong adhesive.
Step 3,
Cut those patterns. And then step 4, pray and seam it together seamlessly.
step 5, sit down.
And enjoy.
We are painting our pots black. We wanted to do like patterns and stuff.
So black was the base color.
Yeah.
And we decided against the patterns because of the conversation we had with Anna Marie. We didn't want it to look curio shop, so we'd rather not do it at all.
Yeah. Keep them plain.
Shut the front door. I know we're in the garden, but someone done broke a 16th, 18th century marble fireplace.
It's sabotage.
Oh.
Sabotage is happening.
Okay, well, Tornado Maria or Tornado Nene has hit South Africa and basically said hell no to
It's
that.
either
marble.
Tornado Maria or Tornado VC.
Either way, Nene has said no to the marble and she has tore it up. So now we need to find a solution of how we're gonna replace 16th, 18th century marble in the fireplace.
Today.
Right now. And you can't buy this off the shelf. We need something that's marble, but not. Something that we can actually cut up as in today, right now.
And something that we've got here. Now.
Bathroom towels. They're fabulous, you know, I just heard. I think it's the bathroom towels. That black porcelain. I mean, it's porcelain. Isn't this all porcelain in a sense? Wow. We'll find out when we start the fire.
A sculpture in the garden and an antique fireplace on the patio. These spaces are definitely not your garden variety outdoor areas. Pun definitely intended. Let us know what you guys think of these unique features on social media using that hashtag #WinAHome. After the break, we're going to be revealing those final garden areas.
Express yourself. Grundig, where home is.
Because if it doesn't improve people's lives, it isn't Plascon. Plascon, designed for life.
Express yourself.
Hey, it's good to have you back with us on WinAHome on Afternoon Express. Our design duos have had to think outside the box and quite literally outside of the house as they design outdoor spaces. Usually cultivating a beautiful garden is a process that can't be rushed, but our design duos are on a tight deadline, so it's up to me to make sure that they put pedal to the metal and get everything done on time.
Danilo visits and it's almost cut off time. We're dyeing our pond. We
think that everything will be ready on time. The only thing that we're still worried about is our coffee table being there. But then otherwise, everything is looking good. We're making you a cocktail. No, it's actually...
Oh, what is that?
It's actually a natural pond dye.
Yes, and what it does, it blocks out sunlight so that algae doesn't grow.
Well, won't the black liquid then absorb all the heat and then kill all your plants?
No, it's actually a transparent medium, so it doesn't attract much heat, but it's more transparent.
And the pond is pretty shallow, so it won't really heat it up.
Seems like you guys are very chilled, you're having cocktails, you guys are going to be ready for completion. Your grass is in, it looks great, your pebble walkway is looking amazing. Is everything going to be done?
Everything is pretty much on track. We're just waiting for the guys to finish grouting, and then that signature furniture that we told you about is still coming. That's going to blow the judges away, and then we're on a roll.
Forgive me if I'm jumping to conclusions here, but humor me for a second. Doesn't this look like an eye, like in Eye of Africa?
Yeah, yes, that's true. So we're trying to keep it consistent with the estate itself.
Now listen, no more cocktails, stop pondering and get back to work. See you at completion.
And there's more. Another big level. Let's see. Yeah.
Happy Dad does whatever Ben Brad does. Hello, you two.
How are you?
Lekker, come and take a seat.
Sure.
Seems like things are going well so far. So far. Get it? Get it?
So far, so good indeed, but we hope there's no surprise.
How's it going, guys?
Finishing touches, like we're just gonna upholster this couch, move it all into the patio.
A little bit of styling, add some water to those plants.
And to the pond. Let's hope it will be a dazzling day tomorrow.
So let's talk about our feelings. How are you guys feeling at this point?
Whew. I feel more sunburnt than, I don't know, Alec wet. But we're feeling we've done our best, and it's just finishing touches.
Yeah. It's a big challenge. The prize money is big, so there was a lot of pressure. And it's the second last one, so we're in it to win it.
Our viewers love you guys, and they love your big, bold ideas. And I always thought that this was going to be the one that you guys would have toned down. Yet last time when we came to visit, there was apparently an umbrella coming. Now there's a whole gazebo. When does it end?
No, but I feel we've really turned it down. At least that gazebo is not an elephant. Because it could have very easily been an elephant holding that umbrella. So it's just a nice gazebo to give you some shade.
That says it all. Now listen, with the amount of legwork you guys have been putting in and that can-do attitude, this is going to be done in time, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Speaking about legs and can-do, should we do it?
Absolutely.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you? Get back to work.
Well, the pipe just burst and I'm worried that we're not going to finish on time. The whole water might go onto the plant and it might screw everything over. There might be a lot of mud.
Exactly.
Lucky enough, there was a team next door, so they managed to help us quicker.
Well, what do we have here?
Literally, deadline is around the corner and the pipe just burst. It went like...
It was the last plant. We were planting our last plant and this explosion just had to happen.
So what exactly does this mean for your deadline? Are you guys going to be complete?
Well, now we have to go back and clean this flower bed. We also have to redo the edging and just clean up the stones and stuff. So this does put us a little bit behind, but because we were making good time, we should still be done.
Honestly speaking, I think you owe this entire team a chocolate. They just jumped onto the scene, sorted it out in an instant, because this could have been disastrous for you two.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't eat chocolate.
But yeah, no, we definitely appreciate them.
Well, good luck, you two. Get this thing complete on time. I'm off for a run, all right?
Cool.
Thank you, Danilo.
Our Heartlander furniture is here and we're very excited. They've graced us with like bigger benches than we thought there would be. And also the dark wood is very exciting and it complements the natural finish.
I was very excited because I was a bit worried that they will shrink into the patio, but then they fit perfectly.
As the final minutes tick away, water features spring to life, shade settles, and even while under pressure, our design duos enjoy the fresh air and beautiful outdoor lifestyle that is synonymous with the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate, while the sun begins to set on yet another challenge.
So, what an incredible run out here at the Eye of Africa Estate. It's so beautiful to be out there. I'm sweating and I'm sure our design contestants are too because time is up. Let's go collect them. Team VC, time's up. Come, follow me. Let's go. Tepo, Banele, less leisure, more house. House out, time's up.
What about the mosquitoes?
Brad and the beer, the time is here. Come.
We had to just stop there and join the marathon and the march.
Let's go.
Marching to the judges and waiting for judgment.
Besides the tight deadline, our design duos have also had the tough task of managing the last of their cash budgets. For the garden, Team VC spent their full 27,000 Rand allocation, which leaves them with 40,000 Rand for the lounge. Team Habitat had budgeted a whopping 40,000 Rand, but saved 15 and ended up only spending 25, leaving them with 43,000 Rand left. Team House and Leisure had the smallest budget of only 15,000 Rand allocated, but ended up spending a mere 12, leaving them with 36,000 Rand for the final challenge. So good save, guys, but still the lowest remaining of the three. Now that we know what they've spent, let's see if they spent it wisely. First up is Team VC, who have continued their concrete jungle theme throughout the home and into their garden with a simple yet sleek design.
Team VC have been designing for a fictional client, an urban creative bachelor. And so, the garden has been designed as an outdoor living area that's contemporary and relaxed.
Our garden is easy to live in.
Low maintenance.
Yes, and I think whoever or the viewer that gets to win this beautiful house can just walk in and start doing their thing. They don't have to change it, they don't have to add to it if they, you know, it's easy going.
Ah, lekker. Cheers, you two.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Congrats, Team VC. Penultimate challenge complete.
Yes, yes.
How are we feeling?
Well, we're glad it's over. We're a little bit sad that it's coming to an end. But yes, we worked hard on this and we're glad to see it come to completion.
So in this space, we've designed it via space planning. We've made sure that everything has its own place, like the fire pit, the water feature, the Zen garden behind, and the dining table. So everything was planned correctly, and it's balancing.
What is your bachelor going to experience in this space?
Well, we definitely imagine the bachelor using this space to relax. I can definitely imagine him hosting a dinner party or a braai and his friends are around, and if his friends have kids they can also play in the yard. There's ample lawn for that, and if he wants to find some solace he can also go around the corner to the Zen garden.
But remember, you guys are in a competition. So of the other two design duos, who do you think is your biggest competition for this challenge? And how do you think you guys are going to stand out?
Well, I don't think we have considered the competition. We've just been working really hard to get our things done. But I mean, our garden does stand out because every corner and space of this garden has been used and has been allocated a function.
The aim is for the house to be one when it's complete, to blend in together.
From a design perspective, brilliantly executed, but the judges are practical people. They might want to know about your trellises. I mean, I don't see any vines growing up there.
Well, creepers take time to grow. So with this one, we are planning it for the future. So we want our client to maybe plant it in the future. If he doesn't want them, he can take them out.
Well, guys, the judges are on their way. I'm wishing you two both the best. Thank you for my juice.
Thank you.
Next time, make it stronger. The spirit of the garden is definitely strong, and you can tell us which one is your favorite by following Winner Home on social media and using the hashtag WinnerHome when you tweet us. After the break, the final two design duos reveal their gardens. Which of our design duos will be as good as this clover duo? Stay tuned to find out.
Express yourself.
In proud partnership with Winner Home, the best stone is Caesar stone.
Express yourself.
You're back with us on Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Our design duos have completed their second last challenge in the competition, designing sensational gardens. Team House and Leisure's garden space is the most exposed to the elements, but this very characteristic also means the crew and I caught them breaking the rules in broad daylight.
While the other two design duos were hands off in their gardens, Team House and Leisure illegally carried on adding accessories and making changes to their garden after the challenge had already finished.
Seppo, Vanele, come and join me over here, please.
It is post deadline and our coffee table is still not here. So I have to run next door to Team Beauty's garage. I saw a pallet.
What on earth is going on here?
Last minute touch-ups.
Running behind with time and so many things that we thought would finish quickly didn't go through as planned.
Deadline was 5 p.m. Who gave you permission to decide to carry on doing work when deadline was done?
Working off post the deadline, we are worried about being disqualified, and we know it's not supposed to be happening. Yes.
But then, because we were panicking about everything, we didn't think about that. We were just like running around trying to get everything in place so that the judges can get a clear idea of what we were trying to execute.
Tell me what went wrong.
Painting, first of all. 3 people trying to paint one thing that was kind of impossible to get right, and then I had to do the touch-ups.
With that being said, overall, how are you guys feeling about this final product? Do you think you've got something that's worthy of a win?
I'm slightly confident. So, how you feel?
I'm just okay.
And unfortunately, we feel like we're going to be criticized with the paint technique for the sculpture because it's not well refined.
And because we were pressed for time, our styling was a bit rushed, so I'm not 100% happy with that.
Honestly speaking, this far into the competition, saying that you're pressed for time is not enough of an excuse. Every team is pressed for time.
It was mostly because of the table. We're hoping that it'd get here in time and unfortunately cut off.
Don't give me that. It wasn't just a table. You guys were bringing in pots now this morning. You had your sculpture still coming in here. It was not just a table, guys.
I think it's time we jump into the pond.
We're just jumping into the pond.
We'll just be fish in the pond.
Just the pond looks great. The sound of his voice isn't quite how we used to it. And I'm thinking to myself, if anybody had to speak to me like that, I'd file for divorce.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to let the judges know about this information. It will affect their decision. Good luck.
Thanks, Danilo.
Can I be honest? I think it's disappointing to have such a tricky situation crop up like a molehill at this late stage of the competition. However, the judges will decide Team House and Leisure's fate, and I wash my hands of this. They also have to choose a winner, and Team Habitat thinks their garden has the right stuff to impress.
Team Habitat envisioned a garden that would be a talking point and a social space. Their garden features a moat and quirky touches that reflect their design style.
What makes our garden great? I think what makes it great is from the front of the house when you walk in, it blends in with the neighborhood. And then you step onto the patio and you enter into a secret world, a different world that has tranquility, calmness.
Sure. It almost doesn't even need a house to go with it because it actually feels like you're stepping into someone's lounge.
Yo, it's green everywhere, from the floors to the walls. Well done on completion.
Sure, Mother Nature was allowing for us to go green this time around.
So tell me about some of the hurdles you guys had to overcome in order to get to this final product.
Sure, I think everything was a hurdle.
You know, there was a lot to be done.
Absolutely.
The Balgotex on the wall, the pond,
painting the tables, upcycling the furniture.
Finishing touches on the fireplace.
Sure. Yo, from it being cracked marble to actually putting in an instead of tiled, it was quite a war zone.
Yeah, you know, we go extra.
And so we had to jump a lot of hoops, up, down, side to side. I nearly jumped over this awning.
Let's play a little game quickly, right? 3 judges. One of them is a mystery judge, and the other 2 you know. What will their comments be when they walk into your garden and patio?
I would hope that they walk into the space and see something different, something with attitude, and actually give it an applause as opposed to go into that Valgotex and try and find the cracks and the seams.
Appreciate the design aesthetic and the difference that we bring.
Katlego loves to throw a little bit of spice, so what about color?
The white is to make it pop from the green, and we wanted to keep it consistently predominantly green and white.
And we played with Plascon from wood care to wood enamel to, I mean, to even painting the pond.
Waterproofing.
It's like we have played with Plascon, so she should be like, honey, how did you guys get that catalog? And my word, what was your budget?
Today is a particularly scary day. It's Friday the 13th. Does that impact the way you think this challenge is going to turn out?
Absolutely not. I say absolutely not, because we are scary fierce or just fabulously scary.
Yes. And absolutely, because the ghosts of design are going to haunt the judges if they don't choose this room.
Well, with all your hard work, you guys deserve to celebrate. Let's go have a drink.
Absolutely, while we wait for those judges.
All our design duos can certainly raise a toast to their success in the competition so far. And here on Winner Home, we really believe that all local designs should be celebrated. Speaking of, the Sanlam Handmade Contemporary Fair is a firm favorite on the Josie social calendar. And this weekend, it transforms the rooftop of Hyde Park Corner in Johannesburg. Exploding with innovative design, food and wine from 120 talented exhibitors, the fair embodies all things well made in Africa. You can look forward to demonstrations by top SA chefs, a curated mix of exhibitors and African designers. And our Winner Home design duos will be there as well. Pre-sale tickets are available online via web tickets or at the door, and kids under 12 enter free. For more information, visit sunlumhmc.co.za. And while you do that, we're going to take a short commercial break, and then later on, our judges get their garden parties.
Because if it doesn't improve people's lives, it isn't Plascon. Plascon, designed for life.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private property, a home for everyone.
Season 4 of Winner Home has been incredible so far. I think it's unbelievable to see what the design duos have been able to accomplish in the spaces that have been provided. I think the estate has been remarkable. You know, who knew that such a jewel could be in the middle of the south of Joburg? There's a lot to like about the Eye of Africa estate that's hosting this year's competition. It's so much more than just a golf estate. You know, it's easy to look at the kind of drone footage and the overlays, and you're fixated on the golf course and the beautiful homes. But I think the lifestyle component is what's really going to draw people in. In fact, our units are not even a minute's walk from this beautiful old converted building that's now a deli and a restaurant, a beautiful deck wraparound, and you get the opportunity to kind of stroll there with your family and enjoy a social day out. And I think that's the type of lifestyle that's going to draw people in. The website, we see tremendous excitement when the show airs. Plenty calls to come and enter on the competition pages, and you can understand, I mean, it's a phenomenal prize. This year, the fact that we've got design duos instead of just solo acts has made a really exciting component to the show. I think it's added life and energy. So very, very good to see the various teams, how different they are, and how passionate they are about achieving the goal of winning this competition. Yeah, the sponsors this year have been incredible. You know, we've got some of the best names in interior decor products available for the homes. They've been spending their own budgets, and the value of the products added and combined with that budget means that it's well over 600,000 rands worth of value being added to these homes. The judges this year, I think it's a great mix of experience and insight, particularly in the interior design space, in the interior design world. I mean, I had 3 seasons as a judge, so I know how difficult it can be to walk into these beautiful rooms and then you're asked to tear it to shreds. It's lovely to see Donald, our design winner from season 1, being in the show. I think he's grown so much in the period of time. I'd like to think Winner Home was very much the birthing of that design talent. And he's adding a great level of insight to these new contestants on a weekly basis. Klerkov, coming from the Plascon side, from the color and trend side, I think is doing an amazing job. And it's quite a nice mix-up to have a new, fresh face every week as a guest judge, because I think that keeps the contestants on their toes. They never really know what to expect. I know certainly in previous seasons we'd have a little bit of a same-same with the judges each week, and contestants would start to adjust their patterns to what they thought we would like. Whereas I think now you've got this freshness that keeps them exploring the limits, which is good. And there's so much still to happen in this competition, particularly the living room and the open plan kitchen, how those two hang together. I mean, that's always pivotal in any home. We see it on the property marketing side, how important it is that your living space, your entertainment space, becomes the heart of the home. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they move through those challenges. I think there's still a lot more drama to come. I think we certainly haven't seen the last tears and laughter and nails bitten in this competition, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we see the run-in. And we can't forget that at the end of this, there's going to be a viewer, somebody that's presumably on the couch watching the show right now, that's entered this competition, that's going to be the lucky winner of one of these homes, and they're going to get to walk into one of the three, choose it as their own. And I think that's always, for me, the most exciting part of the show is the big handover. So that's what's at stake here. It's a massive prize. I mean, Danilo stands up every week and says it's the biggest prize on TV, and it certainly is. So it's going to be great giving that away again. Certainly not something that I ever get blasé about, that we can be a part of something so big. And for a business like Private Property, which is all about marketing beautiful homes, it makes sense to be partnering with a show that gives one away.
Private Property, a home for everyone.
Welcome back to Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Now, while our design duos wait for the judges, you can also make your voice heard and potentially win. Visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo to enter the Winner Home Grand Prize competition. Now, one lucky viewer will win their choice of one of the 3 units decorated by our design duos, which boast luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, outstanding bathroom fittings by Gibbert and Grower, and premier appliances by Grundig, and now also amazing gardens. The total value of these homes is 3 million rand. So get your entries in now, as you only have 2 weeks left to stand a chance of winning this incredible prize. To enter, simply visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. You will also automatically be entered into the bi-weekly giveaway of the Grundig Black Glass Door Combi Fridge, valued at just on 9,000 rand. For our design duos, creating gardens was definitely out of their comfort zone, and they're about to be made to feel a little bit more uncomfortable as the judges come to critique those gardens.
The judges are arriving, and well, we're just crossing our fingers and hoping that they are going to be impressed with what we have put together.
Joining Donald and Katlego, our guest judge knows a thing or two about gardens.
My name is Des Whitehead, and I'm the Operations Director in the Gauteng region for the South African Landscapers Institute. The kind of work that I do is I support the landscaping industry through what we call a voluntary association, and by belonging to it, they represent a certain amount of quality and excellence in the work that they do. So I represent them by engaging with government, engaging with other industries, and supporting them through training and upskilling their staff.
The judges are going to judge, and that's what they're going to do. And we're going to hear the critique, and we're going to do better.
It's going to be... Yeah, this thing of the judges, we are not used to it, hey? So I thought maybe we'll get used to it as time goes, but
We only left with one challenge after this, and we're still like thinking, panicking when we hear that the judges are coming.
The judges' first stop is Team VC's garden, where the design duo aim to impress with striking simplicity, clean lines, and easy maintenance.
The judges don't notice that we didn't use a lot of color and our small water feature.
Yeah, the size is a bit
The size,
disproportionate.
it's way too small.
Well, I must say it's nice and cool out here, and I like the sound. I mean, living in an eco estate, you just want to hear the sound of that fountain going and going and going. Quite a nice and tranquil effect it adds to the garden. There's architectural elements that I see here. I mean, the strong use of concrete. I can see that they are channeling that concrete jungle that they spoke of. It is quite a linear sort of style of garden, so I see that there's no frills to it. So I think it's from where they come from and understanding them as a team, I get this.
Donald, I hear what you're saying. However, for me, a garden should give you a sense of comfort and a place for you to relax. And I don't seem to get that feeling with this garden. But there are elements that I absolutely love. The succulents are divine, they're absolutely gorgeous. And the fact that they used water-wise plants is also a good element to the garden.
The way that landscapes are treated in the modern age is that gardens are smaller and homes' footprints are bigger compared to the size of the stand. So there's a lot less space for gardens, and now you've got to do that fine balance between aesthetic and function. I think this place kind of gets it. What I like about this garden is that they kept the lawn areas as big as possible, but they still kept those strips of planting against the wall that would soften the edges of the wall.
My sense about the garden is that it's too strong, and I would love to see more feminine touches coming through, more plants, more flowers, more something, more color.
Very basic layout. I must admit that the structure of that garden is something that's repeated over and over in what we see in normal domestic gardens these days.
I love the pots, the fact that they've painted the pots, used that beautiful black that they used on the furniture. That I felt was a nice touch, and they had those beautiful succulents with those pops of pink. I feel they could have brought that pop of color into those bunnies that they had, and the shoes as well. That would have made a world of a difference to add personality to the space. The bench and table, the execution was so well done. I couldn't tell that it was actually painted. I thought they'd bought it in that way. So absolutely well done in the application of the Plascon wood care.
What I don't like is the dining table. I think it looks like an afterthought. It's too small for that space, and it also has no presence or gravitas in relation to what's going on around it.
Next is Team House and Leisure's garden, where they've maintained a natural yet artistic feel, but could be under fire for working past the deadline.
I'm still a bit worried about our coffee table not being there because, well, the palette was actually a last-minute thought. And another thing I'm worried about, I hope they do see that the water in the pond is moving. They don't think that the water is stagnant, because they might penalize us for attracting mosquitoes.
And we think they're going to love the aquaflora plants that we got. And I mean, we've got a lot of daisies, and it's a whole section of flowers, and it brings the pond alive instead of it just being stagnant water.
Guys, what an absolute pleasure to walk into this garden. For me, in a complex that's literally 50 shades of grey, the pops of colour, the unafraid use of colour, that beautiful sculpture that they've used and how they've carried that through to the water lilies, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love how they were brave about colour. They've got beautiful functional seating, and then they added a sense of comfort with those oversized beanbags that are just begging you to come and sit and read a book.
I'm enjoying that the space is just so unafraid of being themselves. I mean, I can see each week and each room forming a character and a personality, and this patio is just in that vein. The strong use of color from the objects like the planters, loving that pink, and then you have some yellow scatter cushions and the bean bags with a pop of color, and also the flowers. So I think this team is really cultivating a sense of joyfulness in their designs and a spirit which I think I'm in love with.
I love the fact that they've boxed in the patio with the hedges on the side. Because this is a corner property, it's very exposed. So anybody driving around the edge of the patio would be able to see in, and these hedges really give it some privacy. The other thing that I love is the water feature that they created at the back here. Just a small body of water to give you that tranquility, and also the slope of the retaining wall at the back that just lends your eye towards the house.
The sculpture is whimsical. It's the use of color, the palettes that they've used. It's just joy.
What I don't like about the space is really that rug, because I think they could have gone for a more bolder choice. I think everything was so colorful and the rug was just so...
At this stage, what I don't like about the space is the sense of privacy. I don't get too much of that coming out.
The use of the round stepping stones as you approach the patio really did not appeal to me. It felt a bit kindergartenish. I just feel that the different sizes of the circles and how it was staggered in the grass felt a bit childish.
Part of the designer's duty would be sometimes to improvise. I think in this case, no coffee table would have been better.
Finally, the judges visit Team Habitat's garden, a space that combines regal touches with a dose of whimsy, which is a signature of this design duo.
It's nerve-wracking because we don't know what a landscaping specialist is looking for. I mean, this is the first time we're doing garden.
Imagine. So it was just one of those, we've done our best, and when we looked at it, this is our base.
This is probably one of the smallest gardens that we've seen today, and I love the fact that they pulled in the feel of a natural grassy area with the use of the synthetic lawn. One of the things that I appreciate the most is that they gave it some thought by having the gutter pour out into the water feature, which is just such a clever use of reusing that rainwater.
This space for me feels so fresh, and what I'm liking is that the team has gone out and they've repurposed some furniture, and that's completely environmentally friendly, isn't it? I like the fact that the pop of green is so strong and it's so unafraid that it actually creates a feature from this space. Of course, the walking garden, I think that is so beautiful, and the sound of the fountain. For me, Team Habitat, well done.
I could be bursting out of my skin. That's how excited I am about the space. And as Des mentioned, they've taken such a small space and they've managed to literally create 2 pause areas. It's tranquil. It's well thought through.
You are struck by this patio area that is just over the top. There's no other way of saying it. This space truly gives me a sense of opulence.
My favorite thing is that fireplace that they've incorporated into that space. I like the fact that you can use the space in the summer, and in the winter, with the use of the fireplace, switching it on, you can use the space also.
Unexpected is that water feature that gives you the sense of zen and calmness. I could literally sit outside there all day long.
From a practical point of view, my least favorite aspect of the space would be the astroturf on the chairs. I think that as the ambient temperature increases, it will become very hot and maybe you might not even get to sit on it on some days.
The only thing that I could see that was impractical in this garden was the use of a kettle braai in the gazebo area, which I would assume people would use to braai in. But keep in mind that you are working on a plastic surface, and with hot coals dripping off that kettle braai, it might cause an issue.
I'm going to sound like a broken record as to what I don't like. Those lollipop fake plants. I cannot get the team to get rid of those plants. Sorry, I can't.
Our design duos might have started out metaphorically being green when it comes to landscaping. However, from the judges' feedback, they've done a great job with these gardens. But there can only be one winner. Hello and welcome back, contestants, and congratulations on completing, well, almost completing your garden and patio challenge. I know for all of you, this is the first time you've designed an exterior space. So congratulations, the designs were incredible. Let's begin with the judges' feedback. Team VC, I'll start with you. The judges appreciated how you carried your urban jungle theme out into your garden, and your use of architectural lines in your design was well appreciated.
However, they felt that your use of color could have been maximized more.
Well, yeah.
We made a decision, and we
to-
thought it was right for that specific moment, and we can't go back.
Yeah, but it would have been nice if maybe we painted like the ribbons like red and like the bowls like it's in like green. But yeah, it didn't happen, so I guess we left color there.
Team House and Leisure. The judges really appreciated your advanced irrigation system, so well done. They were also impressed with your use of color and your whimsical sculpture. However, being a corner unit, you should have made provision for more privacy from your neighbors.
I'm very happy with the feedback, especially with the sculpture. It had so many colors that could either hate it or like it.
Team Habitat. The judges loved how you divided the garden and made multiple spaces with some clever design choices. However, they were not impressed with your fake plants, and the use of plastic grass underneath your kettle braai was not a clever idea.
I'm feeling mad as hell. I'm just feeling mad as hell because when you've really done your best and you've really put yourself out there to a point where you can't put yourself out there anymore, it's kind of like, girl, give a girl a break. Or give a girl that 10,000 rand she needs it for her next room.
As always, there can only be one winner. And the winner this week walks away with 10,000 rand added to their budget. It could make or break your chances in the competition. The winning design duo walking away with that 10,000 rand added to their budget is Abia and Brad, Team Habitat.
It's very encouraging to know that what we did was ourselves, and we edited, we tried to please everyone and ourselves, which was the most important.
It was. And still stand a chance to win the overall prize, you know, still being ourselves. Because we were starting to think we'd have to change ourselves in order to win, and it's like, that also wasn't gonna work.
No.
And it's nice to know that you can win just by being yourself.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. They really worked hard. They have like the whole water, I don't know, is it what do you call it?
It's a moat.
Yeah, they have great ideas. I'm just not sure about the end execution of the ideas.
I'm very happy for Team Habitat. I enjoyed the water experience. Like, it's a very calming garden. And not winning the 10K means we can't have the furniture we want.
No. Musa.
We couldn't have done it without Musa.
No.
His dedication to that garden and the dedication to
our vision. It just was amazing. The commitment.
It really helped us to dedicate ourselves back into the game and say, you know what, we really stand a chance to win. And
Musa means lucky, and he was our lucky charm.
He was. Oh, Musa. It's your win.
Team Habitat certainly has some Friday the 13th good luck on their side, but all our design duos can be proud of their excellent work thus far. And with only one space left to design, there's no time for lounging around. This is the last big step before we crown our next design champions, and more importantly, which viewer will walk away with a brand new, fully decorated home. How exciting! Please do join me again next week, back in our usual Friday time slot, as our final challenge begins. From me, Danilo Acquisto, I hope you have a lucky Friday the 13th. Have an epic weekend, and I'll see you next week. Or should I say, I'll see you, ladder. No.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private property, a home for everyone.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.